Hello, you are watching my YouTube channel. I'm your host Kamran Arshad. Today I've invited a guest in this video and I want to discuss her life, her visions, her goals, and most importantly, her field. Hello and welcome. We are delighted to have Liana Enley here today. Liana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, and thank you so much for the invitation.
All right, Liana, before to start this interview, could you please tell us what inspired you to pursue a career as startup and business attorney, branding, IP lawyer, and perhaps share a bit about your journey leading up to your current role?
Of course. So I am in a legal field from 2014. So it's already 10 years that I do my law legal practice. I have started in business law, but by time I realized that I'm more into like branding than the IP protection. So now I am more focused on IP field, and I think that it's more developed nowadays, and there are so much ways to go. That is why it's both like creativity and legal protection. So that is why I decided to try myself, especially in this field.
Could you please tell us what is your qualification? What was your major subjects in that? Because I want to know about you, what you have done in your past, and you have goals, and how many goals did you achieve so far? I've asked a lot of questions, so you can answer it
Yeah,
one
sure.
by one.
So I have a master degree from French University at International Business Law and European Law. And when I get my degree, I also applied for bar exam in my country, in Armenia. So I got the license, and I right that stage I opened my own company and did like services for
Mhm.
different kinds of companies, both also for physical persons. Mostly I'm focused on startups, and I do legal services for startups, starting from company creation, leading to like contracts, also patent registration for them. So it's already like I think like 5 years that I'm more focused on like IP field. And I have my team, of course, my assistants who help me doing my IP practice. Yeah.
Hmm. Liana, how did you get into this and why?
Why what?
How did you get into this, like business women? Because why didn't you go to media field? Why didn't you go to fashion designing field? Why didn't you go to architecture field? There are a lot of fields you can join that because as far as I read your profile, so you have potential, you have confidence, and now I can say that you have a strong body language as well. So these are the skills we have to develop in a personality. Then we can say that he is or he or she is a groomed person, right? So I can say that you are groomed. So you have a lot of fields. You can join. No one can reject you in that. So why business?
Okay, I think that any person
I don't know
starting
it's a
anything.
relevant question or not, but I want to know that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I will be happy to share my journey from where I started. So I think that every person, when starts something, it's really important to get known the legal part of the business. So why I choose to be a business lawyer first, in order to be able to do whatever I want to do and not ask like legal counsel to help me doing my own activities or businesses. So I focus in law, especially in business law, and my aim and goal at first was to open my business when I can use my skills gained through my education, legal education. And after I realized that I can help also the other persons or companies, so I got to do so. So within my company, I also focused on like building relationships and cooperations with other businesses, startups who need my help, my skills, my knowledge. And I think that the field that I want to get more education knowledge, like IP field, it has different kind of challenges that um, nowadays it's really important to know, because nowadays we face different kind of violations, especially now in AI field. So we have different kind of violations that may happen in IT field. So it's more interesting now for me to get more deeper in my profession.
Did someone offer you to join media or fashion designing field or any other field?
Actually, no, but maybe I will think about joining the fashion field.
Uh, all right. You live in Armenia, right? And where are you from, actually?
Yes. Yeah, actually, I'm living in Armenia, but I travel a lot, and you can see from my profile
Mm,
that traveling gives me a motivation,
mm,
and I also about my education and doing the
mm,
cooperation with different companies.
mm.
I do it with through the traveling. I travel to United States, to Europe. So the main reason was also building the network.
When did you know that Liana is made for business?
Uh, I guess I
Because
knew it
when we
from my
plan to
school
do
ages.
business in our life, so there are a lot of things which comes to as which comes in our life, like we have to take a contact with some people, we have to priority, we have to give them a priority, we have to analyze the situation that who is suitable for me or who is not. So when did you feel, do you handle these kind of stuff?
Mhm. I think I get to that from my high school, because from that time I was started to think about my future, my goals,
Mm,
and from that point, I get that I don't want to work somewhere, and I'm
mm,
more for creative work, more like
mm,
freelance, not freelance,
mm,
but when you can use your time, your skills,
mm,
and help people. The key point is to go there where
mm,
you can create a value. So I think by going and creating my own business, I can
mm,
make my own value to other persons or other companies,
mm.
and be a part of something big.
If we plan to do a business in our life, then there is no age bracket, right? But if we are working in a field, so there are a lot of people who can senior to us. So how do you handle them? Because how old are you, first of all?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, when there is a request, of course, um, I try to understand the business and
Mm,
try to um, picture myself also the
mm,
future steps.
mm,
And for me, it's really important when I like make a cooperation with some persons or companies to do it as if it's my own. So I really take care of what I'm taking.
mm. All right, all right. Rihanna, what are the most critical legal considerations for startups, and how do you guide them through the initial stages of business transformation?
Of course, actually, there's two critical points for startups. First of
Mm,
all, the structure of their company, because depending in which path will go this startup, it's really important to choose the right company form, especially if the startup want to work with
mm,
investors. It's really critical to choose the right company form in order to have a possibility
mm,
to involve those investors. And the second point is a patent, like IP, idea protection, because each startup has an ID that is valuable, that great value.
mm,
So in order not to have some, how to say, copy of that idea, or you need to, the startup needs to protect it first.
mm,
So that is why registering patent on their idea is really critical from the first stage. Even though that idea may change somehow in different levels, of course, developing, it's critical to have their registration from the first step and not to share with anyone outside before like registering their IP.
How long have you been working in business? And how many people
It's 10.
Are working with you?
It's already 10 years that I'm there, and mainly focusing on IP. It's like 5-6 years that my main focus is IP. And more than 20 companies, both in Armenia and outside, especially in US, when with whom I worked and I am working, so currently doing services, and main services that I provide them is, of course, patent registration, both in Armenia and US, trademark registration, and ongoing contract things, like because most startups need so NDAs for their team and the investors, and so some agreements. So I help them and advise them on.
Diana, when we are doing the same thing every day, so being a human, we get bored with that, right? So we need motivation in life. So what strategies do you use to get motivation? Because I'm speaking to you, since I'm speaking with you, so I am motivated. I'm getting positive vibes from your side that you are very fresh, you are very healthy, because the way you speak, so it means you are very positive in things, right? So what tools do you use for get motivation? Like books, novels, watching television, listening music, reading books, or get together with friends?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Okay, sure. First of all, positive thinking. I use that methodology. So from the first like step, I think in positive way. So even there may be lots of challenges. So I know, and I'm sure that I will find a way to solve that challenges or problems. I get the motivation from people, from good people, and by writing books. I also write books in novel genre. So my second profession is like in psychology and interpersonal relationship. So whenever I need to get the motivation, I just turn on the good music and write my thoughts. And those thoughts motivate me to create, to even the same thing I do in different way.
Is there any special person behind you, like mentor, teacher, any friend who always motivated you?
Oh, wow. Actually, it gets me inspired when I see the known businessmen reaching their goal, their fame. So whenever I watch their speech, even like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. So whenever I
Do you believe that we have a mentor in our life if we want to be successful in the life? Do you believe this opinion?
Yeah,
Then definitely
sure.
you have a mentor in your life.
I believe in that. Yeah, but for me,
Really?
first of all, I should be my mentor because I really believe in self-education, and there's no like specific person, but there are many persons. I get inspired and get the knowledge because there are so many people that are much more clever than me. So whenever I get the chance to speak with them, they motivate me, they inspired me. And while speaking with them, I ask lots of questions that may be related to my profession or not, because even the speakers or mentors who act in different fields, not legal, may motivate you.
All right. Liana, how do you help startups and business projects their intellectual property assets? And what strategies do you recommend for intellectual management?
Yeah. So as I told, I help them in protecting their ideas, like registering their patent, trademark, also making some contracts related to their stuff within their stuff and with the other like partnerships with investors, and of course the formation of the company from that. Yeah, that's it. That is the main like help that I provide to staff.
Hmm. All right. Do you make goals?
I I have those, of course.
Of course. How many goals did you achieve so far? Can you share? Shareable?
um, uh, actually, whenever I like picture a goal, because I always picture the goal, not like say that this is my goal, but I picture the whole process of reaching to that goal.
Hmm.
So whenever you also picture the way, the path, you reach it. So for me, first of all, of course, my goal was the education in this specific field. Second, to open my own company. Third, to build the worldwide partnership network because I'm not focused only in Armenia. So my main goal is to go wider and work worldwide and help as many startups and companies as I can. Of course, I'm just in the middle of my way. There is so much things to do and there's so much knowledge to gain. And the goal that I have reached, I think that I managed to help many startups to create value. Because for me, the startup itself is something when uh, there is innovation, there is a new change in the society. So I think I have managed to help those startups to reach those goals, and somehow I also help them create the value for it.
Hmm. All right, Liana. How do you provide strategic legal advice to startups beyond initial formation, such as during funding rounds and growth phases?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
And
Hello?
now, yes. Yeah. Now
Did you
I
get
hear
the
you.
question?
Yeah. Sorry. No, please. Can you
All
repeat
right, let me
because there is a
repeat.
connection?
Liana,
Yeah.
how do you provide strategic legal advice to startups beyond initial formation, such as during
Mm-hmm.
funding rounds and growth phases?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first of all, as like ongoing lawyer, I make a consultation uh, on the legal part of their startup stages. So
Hmm.
if startups grow and there are some phases to go, so during that process, of course, startups need legal assistance, legal consultation in order to make a proper contract, proper like even in IP
Hmm.
field, proper regulation. So
Hmm.
for each phase, each round, I provide them the consultation based on what they need
Hmm.
first, what results they need.
Hmm. All right. All right. Rihanna, what do you do for fun?
um, I love active sporting, so I do kayaking, I do stuff, I do horse riding. That's it.
Uh, all right. So, did you ever think that one day you will have all this, the status, the job, the degree?
Yeah, yeah. I was.
Can you share?
Well,
How did you discover yourself?
about the um, as you told, I told like in my previous speech,
Hmm.
I discover myself by meeting people. So whenever meet new people, I also discover something in me, what I can do more, because we know what we know now, but whenever we see new things, we discover that there is so much within us that we don't know. So
Hmm.
that is the way you discover yourself. For
Hmm.
me, meeting people, new people, and also traveling is about discovery.
Hmm. Rihanna, can you share an example of a complex legal challenge you have helped a startup overcome, particularly in the realm of IP law or business regulations? Intellectual property, I'm talking about.
Actually, with startups, the main challenge is
Hmm.
to protect the idea.
Hmm. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
can hear
So
you.
with start, yeah, I hear you.
Your video is not visible. Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Now you hear
Can
me?
you repeat
See
the
me?
question?
Uh-huh. So yeah. Mhm.
All right.
Yeah,
Actually, my question was, can you share an example of a complex legal challenge you have helped a
I
startup
know
overcome, particularly in the realm of intellectual
so
property,
I will just
law, or
reply to
business
that. I hope
regulations?
it. So yeah. So the mhm. Yeah. So the main challenges with startups is their idea protection from the first step, because many startups, when they get an idea, this idea can be stolen, and so it's the object of development. So the challenges they face is to get protected and then start like growing their idea and their startup. So I
Hmm.
think for startups, the main idea, the challenge is to register their idea.
Hmm. Well, what steps do you take to conduct legal due diligence for startups? And how do you draft contracts that project their interests?
You mean due diligence startups for the idea? I mean,
Hmm.
which if the idea is on the market or not?
Hmm. How do you stay updated with the market trends?
Uh, uh, there is a lot of platforms when I can do the due diligence and get know about the idea, about even trademark, existing trademarks, even names. So actually, the first step is using those platforms and to give the first initial like view of what there is in the market or not.
Do you use social media for this purpose to get to know what people want, what they are thinking, and all that, you know?
Or I have a big heart in social media,
Uh,
so yeah, I use it daily and I update me like daily with the news.
hmm. All right, all right. That's great. That's great. So, can you share your goal right now? What goal do you make for the future?
Uh, wow. Actually, my goal is not much in legal field, but in like other fields, because as I told you, I write books. So my main goal now is to reach the level when I can just sit at my house in Russia and write books. So this is my main goal now.
All right. Liana, Ali, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a wonderful having you here and definitely learning from your experiences. But before I wrap up, is there anything you would like to share with our audience or any message you would like to share?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I want to say thank you for the invitation, and hopefully this. And the thing I want to tell them that there is never late to start, and if they want to, if they have an idea, they can find the motivation and do it. And no one knows when it will get, but even when they make a first step, that will give them for their path.
A lovely piece of advice. Is there any message or
Thank you.
suggestion for me?
Actually, I wish you good luck in this really good project you have, and I think that your programs, yeah, will motivate lots of people.
Hmm. Thank you so much. Liana Andy was with us, and we had a great conversation. We get to know what you are doing, what's your aim, and what plans do you make for the future as well, and how you can serve for the society as well. Thank you so much again. Have a blessed day, Liana.
Thank, thank
Take
you so
care.
much. Bye.
Take care. Goodbye.